Good
First,
morning.
I just want to thank you for your service. I have very high hopes and expectations for you, and I'm just urging you for you to remember that you represent all Americans, not just a president of the United States. I'm going to start with a little bit of a rant, and then I do have a question. I do not understand why our president wants to keep putting more money in defense, but yet reduce the funding for those of our security that would keep us from having to use our military. So, and that means I think that your efforts should be fully funded, obviously. I want to just say this, and I want to say it politely, because as I said, my purpose is to urge you to be a champion for the women of this world. I did not like your answer to my colleague's question about the defunding of the United Nations Population Fund, because you said, well, the administration has already made that decision. Well, I want to urge you to try to convince our president and administration to overturn that. You know, I know you would agree that for the world to be peaceful, that women need to be fully productive in their societies, not just reproductive, but productive. And that means they have access to health care. In our own country, our Constitution gives us the right to contraception and to legal abortion. And yet, we are making every effort to cut that off all over the world. We have the gag rule now. Now we have this defunding of the United Nations Population Fund, and with a totally phony excuse about something China's doing, which there's no proof of. So I want to know how you are going to fight to make sure that women have access to health care around this world.
Well, thank you. And I first want to say that I do believe this position I am serving every citizen in the country to try and have a strong voice for the United States. I will continue to do that, and I see that as my role and my job. I have a passion for not only women, but children in conflict. And so at every position, whether it was Jordan, whether it was Turkey, whether it was Israel, I always just meet with women. Now I meet with others, but I do a separate sidebar with women to find out exactly what they care about. And so, for example, in Jordan and Turkey, the psychological support that they think they need and their children is a huge thing, and I'm trying to really push that we start to go to that psychosocial support in helping them. When it comes to family planning, we want to help with that as well.
How are you going to do it? And let me ask you, have you had a discussion with the administration about reversing their position on this health care funding?
Well, first of all, when it comes,
would you have a discussion?
Of course. I've only been there 5 months, so understand that UNFPA, that was decided very early on. I have no problem looking into it. I have no problem checking to see what the reasonings were behind it.
Well, I'm just going to say something here. I think it's an urgent issue, because I have to tell you that access to health care and reproduction is something that's occurring every single day. So you need to really do that. I have another question.
Just one more point, if you don't mind.
Yes, please. Yes.
So keep in mind, the U.S. is not the only one that funds the UNFPA. We're actually the third largest donor to the UNFPA. So while I know that the U.S. has decided not to do that, those programs are not stopping, because we do have other countries that are funding it. So I don't want you to think that that just goes away.
Okay. I just want to urge you, plead with you, please focus your attention on that. Next question, last question is, I know that the president has suggested that your budget be cut. The Congress is not going to go along with that. I want to get a commitment from you. If we fund the positions and we fund the efforts at the UN, the Congress that we feel is necessary, are you going to take the effort to hire the positions and make sure that the issues we're trying to fund are executed?
So I don't have anything to do with the State Department hires. That's different.
I'm asking you about your hires.
Yes, my hires, yes, we will continue to do that. And whatever budget you give me, I will work with.
Okay, thank you.